Revelation Wellness community and friends. Today, I have a friend that I get to introduce you to. I'm not new, but not old, but a good friend because she saves me, not joking, at least 3 nights a week. She comes to my rescue. Y'all, I want you to meet Lori Carlson. She is the founder of, well, we call Instagram Cooking with Lori, right? That's who you are, Cooking with Lori. And C3 Bros. You have to tell me what C3 Bros stands for. I've always wondered that. Y'all, welcome Lori to the show. She's also going to be, she is contributing and developed our clean eating recipes and food menu for the Clean Hearting Challenge. So Lori, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I love, you know how much I love Revelation Wellness.
We go hand in hand between the food and the fitness. We have a good, like, kindred spirit for sure. So what does C3 Bros stand for?
Yeah. So the story behind that is that my kids wanted to start a little company. They just wanted to be little entrepreneurs. They had listened to Dude Perfect's book, Go Big. And so they were like, we want to create a business. So we're like, okay. So we got them a little website and they did a little bit and then, they're young. So
yeah.
Then COVID happened and I came up with these seasoning packets.
Yes, you did.
They were so helpful. And I didn't want to start all over with the website. So I was like, why don't I just use their website and then, make it a family thing. So that.
Yeah. So about. C3. Okay. So are the
brothers? Yes.
And they all start with C or their last name being C?
Both.
Oh. Let's give them a shout out. Give your kids a shout out. What's the names?
Kaysen is the oldest, and then Cole, and then Cody.
Kaysen, Cole, and Cody. Yep. Kaysen, Cole, and Cody Carlson. Wow. That just rolls off your tongue, though. That's a good names right there.
Do not name your kids the same. Don't do it.
Just why? Is there so many times that you're like, okay, Kaysen, Cody. You're like,
it ends up number 1, number 2, or number 3 birth order. So I'm like, number 2, come here. Number 3.
I think I would have a problem with the alliteration all the time. Like we have a few k sounds on our team, Katrina, Courtney, Kara, and I'm like, one of you people with the C's. Right. I'm asking for help. Oh my gosh, that's a good time.
Yep.
Okay, so tell people more about yourself, Lori. Who are you?
Okay, yeah, I'm a mom, 3 boys. So we are constantly busy. They're 16, 14, and 12. So it's constant between, they all have a different sport they're doing. The oldest loves fishing. He's a sophomore. So, it's just, my husband and I, we're just constantly, he's there, I'm here. We're, trying to, the carpool thing. The oldest just started driving, which is super helpful.
No. Oh, are you freaked out though?
No, because he's been driving a while, when he turned 15, got his permit. So he's a great driver.
Okay, good.
It's been helpful, actually.
Yeah, that does help a lot.
Big time. So busy with that and a wife, and got 2 dogs. So priority for me is family. And then cooking with Lori is, secondary, but my plate is full and having fun, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. So go back to, let's do a little genesis of us. You started your cooking packet. Like what made you think I'm going to do some spices? So let me give everyone context. You guys, Cooking with Lori, well, her spices, she comes up with these spices. The packets come with a recipe card and they're super easy recipes. And the spices are yum. Like my family loves the coconut curry meatballs, jerk chicken. Greek chicken is one of our favorites lately. We've been doing that one a lot. Oh my gosh, what else? We've done some of the fish recipes, ceviche. Anyways.
Yeah. So during COVID, we all were. We were at home, like just dying because we couldn't do anything.
3 meals a day.
Restaurants were closed. And I remember just being like, if I have to cook one more meal, I'm going to just probably strangle somebody. And the boys are like, what? I mean, like we get through with one meal and they're ready for the next. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a breather. And it just popped in my head. If I had like some packets already made up of our favorite meals and the boys could say, hey mom, will you make this one today? And like the seasonings are done, the recipe's there. It would just simplify my life. So I did it for me. And then I started cooking with them, and we were visiting with Carly.
Carly Jean. Yeah. You guys know Carly Jean, Los Angeles. We love her. Tomorrow I get to hide a gift card of hers around town. So I'm excited.
I get to do one the next week too. That's going to be fun. Yeah. So we were talking on the phone during COVID, and I was telling her what I had done. And she was like, I don't really get it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to send you some. Okay. And so I just sent her some because everybody's in the same boat. Right. And so I sent them to her, and she called me. She was like, everyone needs these. Like, they need now.
Yeah.
Lifesaver. Oh my gosh. And so it literally just from there went.
And that's Carly is a true like entrepreneurial heart, but also value and quality or something. She's kind of like her, I think, an online little Shark Tank of her. Yes. Or a little Oprah too. Like, she picks Carly's favorite, and bang, that thing can take off. And that is what happened to you. Because I remember one day when I first met you through Carly, like, I think I was working with Carly at that time, and we crossed paths, and she was like, you got to try these spices. So somehow I got them in my hand. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I went to your page. I'm like, oh, Carly, I think Lori, at that point you had like 1,000 followers, maybe, or something. And I just checked on you lately, and it's like over 10,000.
Yeah, it's been so fun. Like, I've just had so much fun. My favorite thing about the social media thing, I know it can get a bad rap. For sure. But I love connecting with the people. And I feel like the people that are on my Instagram and Facebook, I haven't had the crazies. I've had kind, good people that I have loved connecting with. And that, like, it just brings me so much joy. I have loved that.
That is so cool. Okay. Yeah. So packets kind of do their thing. Let me ask you this. It's just curiosity. So, but prior to that, you had these recipes. Did you have these recipes, and then you would have like your spices that were you a spice girl?
No, I just
tell me what you want.
Yeah. So I was not a spice girl, but I just cooked. I mean, I cook a lot. And I think that is, it's unusual. I feel like for my generation of like my friends, a lot of people just don't cook because of the fast food convenience. Just at the corner here by my house, I can probably count 15 fast food places, and the busyness of life. So I get it, but I'm constantly cooking because of the value we understand of a good home cooked meal at home with our kids at a table. There's so much value and importance to us, my husband and I. And so, I mean, I think that's something that my friends would probably say, if you're going to come to my house, you're not going to see a clean house, but you're probably going to feed you a really yummy meal and
that's
sit
awesome.
home with food.
Yeah. So it's just a value you've had. Like, it's not like you've had a struggle. It's just something you've always held. So does the table matter to you? Like that type of?
So, I wouldn't say like sitting at the table, but at the bar. I mean, we're going to have a meal together. It may be a little chaotic. Some are coming in, but we're going to, sit down and eat.
And to know that what you've cooked is, what you've cooked.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't outsource it and have to guess how the effects of what you just ate affects you.
That's right.
And Lori, you're also married to what kind of doctor?
Well, he's in the functional medicine world. So he works with functional medicine doctors, and he provides wellness programs to doctors all over the world, medical doctors, DOs, DCs. And so we have evolved. It really started when I was pregnant. That's really when this started. I was pregnant with our first one, and I was in the kitchen eating Oreos and milk.
Oh, hey now. I remember. Sometimes that's God's will for your life. Sometimes.
That's right. I agree. Sometimes. And I remember it was like a light bulb for us that we were like, oh, everything I'm eating is like what's growing this baby. And so it just started the connection of, okay, there's more to this than just what's going in. So that was the light bulb moment. And then from there, I mean, that was 17 years ago. So from there, it slowly evolved. It was just learning more throughout, the years, and just taking small steps to where I am today. So
you got to start somewhere. Tell me maybe just some big things you've learned that matter to you.
Yeah. It mattered to me, where our meat comes from.
Okay.
That's a big deal. We try to buy from local farmers.
Okay. Do you like do the half a cow situation or the?
Well, no, we have a farmer though. I mean, we buy a lot of meat, but we do have like, they deliver to my husband's office every other week. So it's like
Wow.
people from the community can buy from them. They are in,
That's awesome.
not Brenham, Fayetteville area.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so that's a big deal.
Okay.
I mean, raw milk is a big deal to us.
What's the difference? And here, hi, fitness lady going, what's the difference between raw milk and whole milk?
Well, raw is unpasteurized. So that's a whole bigger conversation. We probably don't want to get into on this.
Okay.
It's like mind blowing.
Okay. Mind blow. Okay.
You and I can have that later. But,
Okay.
But yeah, it is a big deal. The enzyme, I believe it's the protein enzymes are different.
Yeah.
In the way your body digests them, which is why people have a lot of allergies. So
yeah.
Dairy is a big deal. Sugar. I mean, sugar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm the biggest sweet tooth of them all. So I love to bake. So that's a struggle for me. Because
have you changed your bake? Do you still bake, but change your ingredients?
Yes. So
what would you say is your big pivot on that? Remember, everyone, she's not a nutritionist. This is just a girl sharing her own little testimony of what's worked for her. And it just gets us to ask questions of the Lord, what's going to be best for us.
Yeah. So baking, I've gone to gluten-free grains. That's a big deal. Organic sugars, because they're non-GMO. That's a big deal. And just using better ingredients. And I think over time, like I was saying, you got to start somewhere. So whether it's you're not eating processed foods, less packaged, less processed, less fast foods, that is where I would say for anyone to start. And then just build from there. The second thing I would say is educating yourself. I like to think about when I had natural births with all my boys.
Okay.
And for some people that's like kind of mind blowing, but my thing was, if I educated myself on every step of that labor and I knew what to expect and I knew what was coming, that I could totally handle it. I wouldn't be like freaking out. I wouldn't have these pains for some unknown reason, or when you're at the most intense pain is when the baby's almost here. So I'm not going to give up. So for me, it's the same kind of thought process. Educate yourself. Like that's why I love your book. I've got it right here to show.
Oh, hey.
But it's so, I mean, you've got a lot of good stuff in here. And I would tell your people who are doing this challenge, read it, because information is so helpful. So helpful. And it gives you a reason, like, oh, I'm not just doing this for a rule. It's not a rule. Okay. There's a reason behind it. There's science behind it. There's, and I think that's huge. Well, for me, it is. It's huge just to understand the why behind it.
Yeah. That's a Simon Sinek, know your why. Like everyone is know your why. Yesterday, I interviewed a gal for the podcast. She'll be heard after you, but she was 336 pounds, lost 150 pounds. And then kind of struggled with, it becoming obsessive and just like, okay, my motive isn't right. So the cool thing that she said, I thought this applies across the board, is she goes, I had to become aware in all places that this is coming for me, this body image thing. And I just made an agreement. I'm not going to agree with this. And I'm going to shut down every lie, which means she had to educate herself as to why I do the choices I make. And every time she's tempted to kind of take the easy path or whatever, she comes back to her why over and over. And it's like this adamant no. And I think it's an integrated whole decision that, this is my why. And it doesn't mean, I can't assume, Lori, that you haven't had an Oreo since 17 years ago. Right.
Totally. Exactly. It's different for every person. So it's like, we're on a different, we're on the same journey, but in different phases. So it's like, be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't have these rules that are like so crazy, but educate yourself. There's freedom in food, but those are the things that are most helpful to me, is if I can just but continue learning about food. If I don't really know much about it, I'm going to try to go probably read about it and learn, well, why do I do that?
Okay. So educating ourselves, I hear that in all the ways. Now, let me ask you this, because I know what our listeners are saying. I've read all the books. I'm educated. I know why. What is a practical thing that you do to support the why? Like
steps
you take, because everyone's going to say, and I know everyone's number one reason they don't work out, I don't have time. Number reason people don't cook at home, I don't have time. What do you do?
Well, number one, we make the time for the things we really want. So like,
wow,
I mean, like, it's true. I mean,
that's the truth. That's right.
The last few weeks, I will say I have personally not been to my workout class that I go to in my community. And that was because I made that choice. And it's the honest to goodness truth. I had other things that felt more important and I didn't make the time. I miss it. Can't wait to get back. I'll be there soon. But
okay, which is so interesting because now I'm going to put on my trainer hat. You know, you could like just do 10 minutes at home and make it just as effective. But isn't it weird that we go, well, I can't do that, so I won't do anything? Kind of like I can't make that recipe or do that thing. So I'm just picking up the pizza.
Same exact concept. So yes, I would absolutely agree with you. Totally 100%. Practically, I would say for eating, what would be my tips would be number one, to plan your week out. And I think you could say the same thing for workouts.
Totally.
If you're going to have a really busy day, then plan it out. Like, matter of fact, I'm just preaching to myself right now about workouts. Like, if I'm planning out my weekly meals, why couldn't I have looked at that and said, okay, let's turn on Rev TV and do a 10-minute workout.
Totally. 10 minutes. You guys, I just got done with a 10-minute science thing again. It's especially for someone who, if once you have some level of fitness, you can maintain level of fitness with just 10 minutes. Continue.
So thanks for that.
I know this is how we know we're friends. We're just going to spank each other in both directions. Totally.
I love it. But that light bulb never came on. Like, if I'm meal planning for the week, just go ahead and plan out my fitness. Like, okay, these are the days I'm going to do these workouts. So meal plan, whatever day that is for you, take 20 minutes and look at on a busy day, do a crock-pot meal. Where you have more time, then you can do a more intensive meal. And then the other thing, grocery delivery has which we just stopped this recording because my grocery delivery just came for an event tonight. I'm like, praise God. Yeah. So there are so many options, whether you pick it up at the store and they've already shopped for you, or they bring it to your house. I mean, there's so much value in that. It's worth every penny to me. And being prepared. So grabbing snacks. I always have a snack bag in my car because inevitably
What's in your snack bag?
I'm going to have some good beef sticks.
What's good beef sticks to you?
Chomps is a good brand. There's a couple of Trader Joe's has a good one. It may be that Chomps brand. You've put me on the spot. I'm blank on the brand.
That's okay.
Something with like grass-fed beef. I'm not going to have nitrates, not going to have MSG, that kind of thing. So beef sticks. I'm going to have nuts in there. I've got always some raw almonds or some trail mix for the kids. They like that. What are some other snacks in there? Bars are very frustrating. We won't go into that.
Why do you say that?
Well, because they're hard to find ones that are not loaded in sugar.
It's like a glamorized candy bar.
And then and they have very little protein. So those are a frustration. But I'm trying to think. Nuts, beef sticks. I'm gonna have probably some water bottles and
you're basically naming your snack bag is when I get on airplane bag. Like that's nuts. I always get nuts and I always get some beef jerky. I'll do sometimes like a dried fruit or something that is again not high sugar, but just a dried dehydrated fruit. There's something else I started doing recently. I know this is kind of gross. Some people don't like it, is seaweed.
Oh yeah. My kids.
It doesn't taste like anything, but it's just something about it. It's like no calorie. I mean, it does taste like something, but there's not like any, I guess there's some nutrients to it, but not like calorie.
My kids love that stuff.
They love that stuff. Yeah. I know. And I think, and that's kind of a little bit of when it comes to food, I think our brains, it's so weird to me. We were never made for this many options.
Nope.
We have so many options. And then we go, like nuts and beef jerky, like, oh, that's about it. Right. Once upon a time, that would be everything. That would be everything to have some nuts and some beef jerky. But now all these other opportunities present themselves and they're they taste better on your mouth in a sense. Once you start having them, then you get that dopamine response going and pleasure. And then it's just harder to break. So then we keep feeding that cycle with all the other kind of options of snacks that have been packaged or whatever. That it's, you guys, you're listening to this. We're either in clean hearting or about to launch off into clean hearting. And this is Lori is going to be our foodie with us. She's going to inspire us. She's going to be releasing upon us this gift and a desire for a new why. I truly believe that so many things are going to happen because you want them to happen. You have to want the change. And Lori has lived the change. So we're going to sit under some of her teaching. But the fact that we just got to get simple, like there's too many options and we're overwhelmed by it, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. I think eating, clean. First of all, there's so many taglines and there's so many fad diets. There's so many things like, are you following this? Are you following that?
Yep. Well, keto, all the things.
Yes. So, I mean, just basic meats, fruits and veggies. And while I know for some, it may be hard, I hear all the time, my kids don't like vegetables. So here's my thing on that. Just keep trying them. I think the number one thing is we stop. We're like, I'm not going to do it. Keep trying because you don't know at what point you're going to I didn't like beets when I was young. I
love beets. Yeah.
Them now. So don't stop. You can cook things a million different ways. Just because you didn't like it 10 years ago doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy it a different way now. But just keep trying things and it doesn't have to be crazy difficult. I mean, just some meats and veggies, and it doesn't have to be dried grilled chicken either in a salad.
Yeah. Let me tell you. And you know what you've turned me on to, Lori Carlson, and do you know Elissa Bethke and Jefferson Bethke?
Yes.
Have you reached out or talked to Elissa at all?
Yes.
So great. Okay. For Jefferson Bethke, we were at a retreat together and he goes, oh yeah, I told Elissa, life is too short for chicken breast. Like we're having chicken thighs. You've turned me on to chicken thighs. My family, we love chicken thighs now. We go through them.
Yeah. Life-changing. I think that's a life-changing thing.
It's so much flavor. And I looked up, it's not like that much more fattening than a chicken breast.
Yeah. And if you're getting good chicken, it's yummy.
Flavorful. So good. And you partner it with her spices and it just holds it. And 2 days later, you're eating the same chicken. It's just 2-3 days later, still good. Yeah, I agree with that. Don't give up. It makes me think, my kids now are 20 and 17. Sophia will be 18 and she loves vegetable, like broccoli for sure. Broccoli. She can't get enough broccoli. Once upon a time, she would not eat broccoli, could care less about it, but we kept putting it on her plate. And we had the rule of, you have to at least try it. Like you have one bite. And now slowly through time, my son he was the kid who only ate like white things, mashed potatoes, pasta, like if it was white, I'll eat it. And now he's cooking. He cooks everything, very experimental with food. And so don't lose heart, everyone. Just keep putting it out there for sure.
I completely agree. Absolutely.
So what are you looking forward to in the Clean Hearting Challenge?
Honestly, so this challenge, I'll just be excited for a minute about the recipes because
tell us. I know you reached out to me. You're like, Alisa.
I did.
You're excited.
So when you first asked me to do this, of course, I'm a Enneagram 9. So I'm always
peacemaker.
I'm always like, and I don't like to have things out of control and I like things in order. And
so anyway, what you're saying is you almost said no.
I almost said no.
Okay. I appreciate that. And you're free to do that.
Yes. Because life is crazy. And I wanted to be able to, I wanted to give it my all. If I'm going to do it, I wanted it to be so good. And so anyways, I'm going to go to where the recipes are.
Yeah.
I love every single one of them. And I found out
what
I was like, I got to try some new things that I haven't even experimented with. And I fell in love with things that I was like, I had no idea I would like that. And I loved it. So
for example,
quinoa bites, that's a breakfast thing. I'm not a huge quinoa fan, but made them into a breakfast thing. And it's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that one. Okay. Then for lunch, there's a shaved Brussels sprouts and kale salad that's to die for.
To die for.
To die for. Okay. The dinner, one of my favorite ones is a brown rice and veggie bowl with cilantro lime dressing.
Oh,
And it's amazing. I crave it often, like so good. But a lot of these things can be made ahead of time. Like you can make the dressing on the weekend to make your, week go easier. Some of them are crock pot meals because I wanted to have a mixture of like, okay, if you're working, make this meal, snacks, yummy snacks. I mean, it's got a yummy black bean dip, and then desserts. They're also good. I have such a sweet tooth, but these are all like, good, clean desserts that you're not going to feel just, after you eat them.
I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm now positive this is playing before we launch the challenge. So you need any donation amount gets you into the Clean Hearting Challenge. You get the 21-day biblical reset, like looking at the word of God, really dealing with our, back to our why, exactly what you said, the motives of our heart. Jesus says it's not what goes in your mouth that makes you unclean. It's what's coming out of your mouth. And that's just all about what we're desiring and what we're wanting, what we're fighting for. So we're going to give you those biblical teachings, just short devotionals every day, ask you to ask some questions to clean your heart out and to get yourself in your original design, which you were designed best to work with foods that will be life-giving for you, not life-taking. So then Lori brings in her recipes. I think you're going to do some cooking for us, aren't you? Are we going to get you back on the page?
Yeah, I'm up for whatever.
I think we should do a shared cooking. We have to do like, we'll cook together.
Oh,
where
fun.
You cook and I'll cook, and it'll be hilarious because I'm a mess when I cook. I am like the Swedish chef, the stuff just flying everywhere. I'm a messy creative, but it gets done and it's still good.
Yeah.
So that you guys get that, and as well as the coaching, Redwall TV, a calendar. Any donation amount gets you in. So I'm looking forward to it for 2022. I just think we need it after the last 2 years, what we've been through. And look what COVID put in motion for you, that I think we initially, a lot of people got on board, like we had to cook, but I think a lot of people are tired now again and falling back into some old habits. I read a study, or I guess it was a poll from American Psychology Association. And according to them, they had said that 42% of Americans have gained weight in COVID. Now, it's not about the weight, everyone. Again, your body gets to be any shape, size you want it to be, as long as you have the heart God wants you to have. But on the average, they're saying 29 pounds per person on the average. If you are following that 42%, there's some numbers. I think we're overwhelmed, overworked, overstressed, and we're phoning it in when it comes to the things that matter most. And I want to go back to Lori. Lori is making the best decision. You're choosing your family fitness. If you punt on the fitness for a month, but I will say you can always do 10-minute one with me. But that being said, I would still choose your family. These things are an eternal value. Our bodies are, it is to be stewarded, but it's not to be worshiped. So that is definitely not the heart of clean hearting, not the motive of clean hearting. We just want to get you all back into a place of real homeostasis, which means all things are as they should be. I can think, feel, and choose with what is best. Okay. So Lori, before we go, what do you have to say to our listeners that would encourage them in this food fight that they're in?
Yeah. Start somewhere. I think so much in so many areas of our life. It's just like with fitness that are like, we'll start tomorrow. Okay. Just make one choice today, one choice. And whether that's walking outside or, making a choice with food. I'm not going to drink Cokes anymore. I don't know, whatever. Something, you have to start somewhere, and don't let it paralyze you, because that's our tendency. I'm just not going to do anything because I don't know what to do. No, just start, be prepared, make a plan, and start.
Yeah, that's good. And remember, everyone, again, the world wants to tell you, if it's not a lot, it's not worth it. A little decision. That was the same thing a gal said yesterday, who's lost 150 pounds, now living in freedom. Just little decisions over time have added up and have kept me free. Not big sweeping, I'm going to do all these big changes 2022, just little changes. And with God, little is much. When you offer that to God, I think of the widow and her 2 coins. This is my little, and it's everything. Because a lot of us hold on to the things we go, no, I don't want to give God that. This is my everything. My food is my everything. My whatever I do, we give him just little of those things, and those things that hold our hearts. He multiplies it. He's good and faithful. So you're in the right community, everyone, for this year. We're not looking for, we're not before and after people. We're not looking for 6-pack abs and big transformations. We're just heart changes and shifts to get you in line with what matters most, who you were made to be and the choices you were created for. And then you stay with those in a steady direction for a long amount of time. That's faithfulness. Okay, Lori, 3 questions we ask every guest. They're the fun ones. Get ready. Rapid fire. Coffee, tea, or kombucha? What's your go-to?
Tea and kombucha. I'm not a coffee girl.
You're not a coffee girl. Me either.
Love the smell of coffee.
Me
all
too.
day long. Love the coffee aisle. Do not like the taste.
Do not like the you know what? I like I don't drink it, but when I do have it, Christmas, sometimes on a cold day, I'll have it. But let's be real. Mine has like
sugar and cream.
Not sugar, but stevia and a little bit of like soy cream. Like it's basically coffee's very dark brown. And by the time I make it, it's very light colored. It's a treat.
Yep.
And all right, next question. Favorite way to move your body?
Oh, I love being outside. Anything outside gets me excited.
Yeah.
We can be working out outside. We can be walking, hiking, bike riding. Outside is it for me.
I would love for you to come do the Grand Canyon with us one day.
So I've thought about that so many times. I'll have a conversation with you about it because, well, I don't know if you want to talk about it right now, but
we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, we have a conversation. I wanted to do it.
If you're an outdoor person, like outdoors do something for you, I'm just saying, you get yourself in the Grand Canyon. It's mind changing. It blows everything. And then with the intention, with your why being, I want to hear from God. I want him to know he sees me in this vast, big world. I mean, every person gets something. So, okay. All right. So outdoors, love that. And then favorite workout wear brand?
Oh, Lululemon.
I think we got to take a poll over all the years. We've had a lot of different brands. A lot of people use Amazon for some yoga stuff, and got friends convinced that that's Lululemon sources the same, or these people source the same thing. But I come back to it time and time again. One pair will last you until Jesus comes back. I'm pretty sure.
I completely agree. Holds everything in. It's just
it doesn't smell, keeps itself together.
Yes.
Oh, all right, you guys. Cooking with Lori. Follow her on Instagram at Cooking with Lori. You will be inspired. I always am. I told you she saves me at least 3 nights a week. I get her packets out. And you can order the packets and know what we're talking about this at c3bros.com. Join Clean Hearting. We'll cook together. You'll see more of her. And I just know that her joy and her love for this is going to be contagious. So love you, Lori. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited about the challenge. It's going to be awesome.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, and remember, this video was brought to you by Revelation Wellness Instructor Training Program. Do you love Jesus and have a passion for fitness and wellness? Or maybe you're tired of the roller coaster of obsessing over and neglecting your body, and you know there has to be more to fitness. Let us equip you to lead others to health and wholeness rooted in Jesus Christ through our faith-based fitness instructor training program. Go to our website to learn more and listen to testimonies of people just like you who are bringing hope and healing to their communities as fitness teacher gospel preachers. Click the link in the description of this video and download a packet to get your journey to health and wholeness through Christ started today.